Year's Eve. But that's going to do it, folks, for topic number 4. Staying with college football here on topic number 5, and Freeman is fighting for the Irish. The Notre Dame, after Brian Kelly left to go to LSU, Notre Dame, as a lot of people I think expected, named Marcus Freeman, the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, as the head coach of the Fighting Irish. I think this is a great hire. I think a lot of people have probably seen, if you're a college football fan, you saw the reaction of the players when their strength and conditioning coach announced that Freeman was going to be the head coach. He kind of like burst through the door in the locker room, and every player was like just giving him a bear hug. It was awesome. This guy has kind of been rumored to be the next guy for Notre Dame, Brandon, but I got to think that this is a good hire here for Notre Dame.
No, this is an amazing hire for Notre Dame, and it was the right one for their program, the correct one for the timing, especially when you just lose to your coach, Brian Kelly, in like kind of an overnight situation to LSU. So you're looking for a coach on short notice, and you don't even know where to look. Well, Marcus Freeman has been on the top of a lot of universities' lists for a long time, including, like you said, Notre Dame as a possible replacement. And so this is a perfect fit for Notre Dame. He knows the program. He's been on campus already. The kids know him. They love him. When I want to keep saying Chip Kelly, but not Jim Kelly, Brian Kelly. When Brian Kelly left, they even polled the players and saying, who would you want as your next coach? Number 1 was Marcus Freeman. All the players said they wanted Marcus Freeman to be their coach. If Notre Dame had went out and brought in an outside coach, you would literally spoil your program and pretty much piss off 90% of your players. And now you want them to play for this new guy, a new guy that they might not even respect, that's going to have to earn their respect. No, Marcus Freeman has already done that. He's going to have control of that locker room, number 1. We're talking about a team that finished 5th in the standings, a team that is set up for future success. Marcus Freeman is the guy to take the Irish back to the top, a defensive coordinator that I think is going to do a great job of organizing this team, bringing the energy, as you see in this video, and the players love him. They respect him. This was a great hire for Notre Dame football, and he's obviously making history as the first African-American head coach in Notre Dame history. So this is huge. This is huge for, minority coaches, big for Notre Dame to keep their program and their momentum rolling. I think their players love this. This was the perfect call for Notre Dame football.
Yeah, no question. Just a quick correction, Brandon. Sorry to do this to you. Ty Willingham was actually the first head. Yes, I know. It's like you forget. He was so long ago. You just forget it because Kelly's been there for so long. Brian Kelly's been there over 10 years.
Ty Willingham. Wow.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's a blast from the past. But
that's a throwback. Well, yeah, you're so right though. That's like early 2000s, right?
Early to mid 2000s. But I think the way that Brian Kelly left this team, we talked about this off the show, as you talked about on the show last week, how I'm a Notre Dame fan. I wasn't even upset that Kelly left. I mean, I think he's a really good coach. I think he's going to do really well at LSU. I understand why he left. You get a different kind of recruit when you're at LSU. You get a different kind of recruit when you're playing the SEC and you're one of the traditional powers in the SEC. But the way that he sent a text message to his team saying, all this stuff like I love you and all this kind of things, all he had to do was, as soon as the news broke, say, hi, guys, I didn't want this to come out before I had a chance to talk to you. Let's meet in the locker room at such a time tomorrow morning or whatever. And then he should have spent hours in there, but he spends like 10 minutes in there after all the guys find out that he's leaving. And it just seemed disingenuous. He might not have felt that way, but it came across that way. So when you have something like that happen to these players and then he leaves, you got to get a guy in there who they think is genuine. You got to get a coach in there who they think is going to be there for a long time, who they know really well, because they just had this guy who they loved, then kind of just like walk away and just kind of by a text message, So there's no easy way for a coach to leave a program because a lot of coaches do it all the time. But I just thought Kelly's way of doing it was just insincere. But now you get a guy that's very sincere in Marcus Freeman, who they know really well. He's been rumored to be the next guy. Now he's there. The future is now. I think this is a great hire by Notre Dame. This makes all the sense in the world for the Irish.
Yeah, me and you were both talking, being like, "Oh, you just don't do it like that. That's just a poor way to do it as a coach. Walking away from a program like that, you just don't do it like that." So, yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that one. And yeah, I think they're set up for future success with Freeman, and we'll have to see what he can do with a team. Like I said, that's 5th overall right now in the rankings. So we'll see what they can do going forward. Let's move on to topic number 6.